fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but I'm Dre Mac? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They call me Bobby Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I find no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my boy's mine. My tracks flame like a Damu. The hardest part on my tongue, thinking is a warm blue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist, but you smell me. One spark, and I bet you I'ma blow up. Just throw my name around, get stupid, then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. A versus thinking in his man, but you can't see me. You rather drink, they gon' pull up. I'm jerking knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, come me brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I pour another pint to you Decepticons. Fake rappers that retreat like Cobra. 80s they get floated like up in the storage and I'm E-man. Up, down, man, I'm cheap. You a beast, man. I take a beating. Ninja Turtle rap, turtle plans to defeat it. Hot in my ride, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy bomb. Bad attitude like a rocket, my whole to the A. And I bet you can't stop us. LL bad, when I go and show up, you can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
What's up? What is going on, everybody? This your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. If you're on the West Coast right now, go ahead and get up, because you already know that the early bird gets the worm. And on today, we are going to go over SK's video. Woke. It's woke. You know how, the grifters we talking about. It's woke. This is woke. That's why it means nothing as far as grifting now. So we are going to jump into that reaction video. Matter of fact, I got to make sure that I am shouting out SK in this video, since I've done stuff with them before. I got to make sure that I shout them out. Wait, just give me just a quick second. Let me make sure that that I tag them in this video. Give me just a second. S. Nope, that's not S. SK. Just seen them. All right, there we go. They get a shout out. They get tagged in this video to know what's going on. But yeah, we're gonna go over that. I just wanted to make sure that I do that. But yeah, we're gonna make sure, you know what I mean, to listen and see what SK is talking about. Shout out to J. Carter who suggested this video. So we're gonna go over it today. We're gonna see exactly what is being said, and then we're gonna go from there. And again, if you haven't seen, once you are done with this live stream, I did do a video about Damson Idris being the new Black Panther, and why, from my speculation, why he is the new Black Panther. So hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gan over at the Heavy Gan channel. But y'all already know what I do, especially if you've been here before. The real question is,
Say why you hating on my energy? Say why you hating on my energy? I don't think you wanna be my enemy.
All right. I still don't like the way this is on the mobile version. Hold up. But if I do it now, is, oh God, that's stupid. Y'all got to get it together. Y'all got to get it together, boy. Y'all got to get it together. Anyway, I guess we're going to be stuck like that because I'm not changing the regular view. So if you watch this on the mobile version, my bad. It's just the way you're going to get all forehead. You know what I mean? But I am going to try to maneuver the camera in a way. Let's try to maneuver the camera in a way, where you still get to see me, but I mean, it is what it is at this point. Oh, hold on. There we go. Oh, let me see who's all in the house, man. I'm over here fixing stuff. Let me see who's all in the house. American Niji girl, what's up? Nice to see you back in the Chizat. Still praying for you, always. Princetta, good morning. Krisha Key, good morning. Q is not a robot. I still gotta hook you up. I was busy last night. I finally cleaned up this area, like completely cleaned it up. So I literally was cleaning all night. But I still got you, and D Stizzle is gonna get that too. So I gotta get you hooked up. Michael Johnson, good morning. J. Carter, good morning. I wanna see if Mika and Blue want to talk about the snubs of sinners tonight on the Blurred AF. I gotta talk to them about that, but I wouldn't mind discussing that and why that's such a big subject. So Torian Rain Reloaded, what's up? Yeah, I'm trying to just do what I gotta do, son. Xavier Phoenix, good morning. X-Man, what's up? Junior Network, what's up? Good morning. Justice No, good morning, because you already know I'm not pronouncing that. I'm not butchering none of that. She was not a robot. Yeah, I still yeah, we gonna talk about that. Aurelian Tyrion, good morning. Nice to see you in the chat. Let me see. She was up in here. What's up? Good morning. Marley Mari, good morning. Let me see. D Stizzle was in the house. Good morning. Hey D, make sure to inbox me your email address too. Jay Ward, what's up? I thought it meant one love, one heart. That's what I got. I got you. Charles, what's up? Good morning. Jennifer Israel, what's up? Good morning. Miss Roberta, the church auntie is up here. Good morning. You hear that? Smash that like button. Smash it. May Ken is up here. Good morning. Tashia, what's up? Good morning. Nice to see you up in the chat. What's up? Maverick Defender, what's up? Let me see. And I would say depend on who's saying it and how they're saying it and the context they're saying it. Uh, let me see. All right. And before I get everything started, because I'm trying to get my head up in here on the mobile version. Before I get everything started, of course, you already know that my magnificent crew members, and especially May can't be on my first magnificent crew member is up here. You know I gotta shout you guys out. So let's get there. Let's get this going. Let's go. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. Stop everything you're doing. Go and hit that like button. I know this is probably your first time watching and you probably enjoying everything. Stop fucking on the channel and go and hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos or one of my morning live streams. And for only $2.99 a month, you know you can be a part of the crew. And shout out to all my crew members that been holding it down for Dre Mack and the crew since the beginning. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program, now in service. Go. Bye. All right. And again, thank you so very much for being a member of the Magnificent Crew. And if you want to be a part of the crew, all you got to do is just hit that join button, $2.99 a month. You know what kills me about the mobile version? Why don't they just make it long ways like they do when I'm doing Blurred AF? You know what I mean? Like this is, I legitimately do feel like, what's his name? Modoc. Like for real, it's like just head and square. Oh, jeez. Anyway, that's and again, that's not my camera. That's them. You know what I mean? Like my camera's always been at the same spot for a long time. I adjusted or whatever, but I don't know what the mobile version is doing. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's get into this video. But of course, you already know we got to stop because we got to stop for biscuits. So I'm going to be right back. Every time I say I just be thinking of we got to stop and go get some biscuits. But I'll be right back with more of the Dre Mack Show.
Hey, y'all, I got a great new album in the mail today.
I don't like the way the honey sauce dripping on my chicken wings, my chicken wings. But I got the honey sauce, the honey sauce for your chicken wings, for your chicken wings, yeah.
This is a fantastic album, man. Let me borrow it.
No, my brother, you've got to buy your own.
We now return to the Transformers.
No, my brother, you got to buy your own. All right, let's go ahead and transition over. And let's see, Wavy Things, what's up? I seen Arbico up in there too. What's up? Good morning. And if you're watching this on the mobile version, this is not my fault. This is not my fault. I am trying to give y'all the best view I possibly could give you, and this is StreamYard. This ain't, I don't know what's going on with this. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's transition over real quick, and let's get to this latest video from SK. Why woke means nothing. I said it don't. What they talking about don't mean shiznit to me. But let's get to it.
Oftentimes, I see outrage over movies, comics, TV shows, or games because of its supposed woke politics. As someone who enjoys all four of those mediums, wokeness tends to pop up as a subject in conversation, especially when comparing what came before to what we have now.
Hey, Robert
I've
D.
covered a variety of examples as to where people have argued this in public spaces. Whether this is done as a grift, out of ignorance, or a mix of both, the point would still stand that the word woke has lost its meaning because of how quick people are to throw this as a condemnation, while oftentimes failing to substantiate what that means. Now, if I'm going to approach this in good faith, let's at least try to understand what these people mean when they say things are woke. This isn't to validate or invalidate these applications of the term, but rather to get an impartial understanding of intent. Now,
I do like that, because sometimes what happens is that a lot of people will try to explain why they are defending, the way that, FBAs, Black Americans use the word woke. We mean to wake up, to be enlightened, to wake up to new knowledge, to understanding, to who you are in this society and why you're so special. That's always been my interpretation in the way that it was given to me. That when they say stay woke, wake up. Don't be sleep to what's going on out here in the way that society has done us. Always wake up to your education, and all of that. And the way that they use it has often been, to me, all over the place. They call everything woke. So I am very curious on what SK has to say about woke, what their meaning is. All right, let's keep going.
the original intention behind the word is actually defined as more of a positive trait, interestingly enough. Under this definition, woke means aware of and actively attentive to important societal facts and issues, especially issues of racial and social injustice. Under this definition, it's difficult to argue why wokeness is bad as a concept. To address societal issues, that requires awareness. So I don't imagine this is what people mean when they say it's bad when things are woke. Let's take a look at another definition. Often used in contexts that suggest someone's expressed beliefs about such matters are not backed with genuine concern or action. This gets closer to what someone may consider a problem, as this addresses the idea of lacking sincerity or speaking without productive action. But to put the criticism I'm responding to in better faith, let's take a look at another negative usage of the term. Politically liberal or progressive, as in matters of racial and social injustice, especially in a way that is considered unreasonable or extreme. This is what I imagine to be the primary definition of wokeness that anti-woke content creators are operating under. The idea that the way issues are addressed are done through extreme or unreasonable means. And to be fair, this can be an issue if you prove that said means are unreasonable or extreme.
It's funny. We start talking about, let's think about it like this. When black people start talking about racial inequality, we start talking about just something as simple as critical race theory, or the way that they are taking out certain events and certain things that have happened in America and trying to disguise or cover it up, or not even talk about it. You can't talk about being free in independence of 1776 if you're not talking about the slavery that preceded it and the reason why that the South and the North was even fighting in the first place. You know what I mean? How slavery was in both the North and the South. You know what I mean? And how racial prejudice and redlining and Jim Crow came from years. We're talking about well over 100 years after the Civil War, well over 100 years of more slavery, more racial inequality, more redlining, more of this, more of that. They happen to black people just off of that, and how that is considered extreme. To learn about the past so we don't make the same mistakes, that's extreme. To ask for reparations is somehow extreme. To be able to put in your face this world that we are claiming that is just so great is actually flubbed up. somehow that's too extreme for these people. No, what it is, oh God, man, Miss Roberta is in here. Now it's about to start. The spirit was on me. This cussing spirit, Miss Roberta. You better be glad I thought about you. But how they're a feline, if you could get what I'm saying, when it comes to issues, because they don't want to deal with the reality. They don't want to deal with the reality because the reality is we continue to complain about it because it keeps happening. And don't use outliners like, oh, you got multimillionaires and entertainment and stuff like that. So, okay, you still got 90% of the Fortune 500 businesses ran by white people. You know what I'm saying? And the majority of businesses that become successful that are black is normally bought out. And that's something that we have to deal with the owners of those companies to stop buying it out. But only times that they really try to buy it out is because they know it's successful. But we don't see our own success to try to build financial wealth. Or we whitewash it out of our system anyway by other means. So it's never going to get to a common ground if we don't talk about it. But if you don't want to listen, then we going to keep hammering away at the equalities that go on in America. Let's keep going.
The problem is that 99% of the time, at least in my experience, people fail to substantiate this to a logical degree. And that leads to people using woke as a buzzword to spark outrage and controversy, even if the basis of what they're complaining about doesn't make any sense. And if the core of their criticism is invalid, the anti-woke content creators that I respond to fail to make logical arguments for why the media they're talking about is too extreme or unreasonable in its ideas, such as when Marvel Spider-Man 2 was criticized for one of Kraven's hunters besting another in combat, on the basis that the winner is female and that the loser is male, to imply that the game has an agenda against males. Most of us can tell why this criticism is illogical, and, ironically, takes an extreme position. Women are capable of being skilled fighters, and skill is of major importance when you're fighting someone, which is why the game makes a point of how Kraven's lack of power is made up for by his planning and strategy. This is even true for Spider-Man, as a common trope is that Peter Parker or Miles Morales are able to find creative solutions to defeat supervillains, especially when they can't contend with the raw power. But in spite of the logical reason given,
it's literally ridiculous how these people just think women are not can be dope as hell as fight. It's just in fighter. Again, I grew up in the hood. There was some women that I grew up with, some girls. I ain't gonna lie, I got punched straight square in my face and I hit another girl. I'll tell y'all the story, and I apologize to Misha. I'm sorry. I apologize to that woman. I don't know how many times, but I was in the 7th grade. I thought the girl hit me with her backpack. It wasn't her. I turned around, punched this girl, and her best friend's sister beat the brakes off of me. I'm not even gonna sit up here and hold you. The girl can fight. There's girls in the hood that fight better than dudes. And if anybody from any hood knows, there's a chick that you don't fool with and come from the bricks. You don't, because she will beat the brakes off of you. And I'm laughing because it's pain. I still remember. I sure did. Now, I'm not even gonna sit up here and hold you. That girl could fight. There was a girl in our high school that football players were scared of. That I'm not joking. That girl, she was a thick girl. That girl could box. I'm talking about real life. Like, you think Clarissa Shields, if Clarissa Shields was, at a bar, some dude came up there thinking they talking crazy, that she couldn't handle her business. You know what I mean? At least I'm honest. I turned around and hit this girl. I'm honest. You know what I mean? And I learned my lesson very quickly, not to put your hands on girls. What they tell you when you was a kid, keep your hands, feet, and other objects to yourself. And I should have listened, and I didn't, and I got mollywopped on that bus. Yeah, facts. But again, there's some girls that can fight. You know what I mean? That can really, really, really fight. So why these dudes act like that women can't fight is beyond me. Unless they have an agenda with white women and they don't think they can fight. But then I will always ask, explain Ronda Rousey. Just saying.
For why the scene played out the way that it did, someone found a way to take offense and use this to farm outrage. Or when the Batman was criticized because it featured too many good black people and too many bad white people, as if it had some kind of anti-white agenda, even though...
And to me, that's paranoia. And to me, when they have those type of thoughts where they feel like, and we just did the video where the guy was watching Welcome to Dairy using the same talking points, saying, oh, the black kid, he's so smart and so intelligent. Like, that's beyond, like, no black people can be smart and intelligent and like, you know, the stars. That was me. You know what I'm saying? Who literally from the first grade to the fifth grade kept damn near a straight A average. Love astronomy and astrology. When I was growing up, I called myself a stargazer because I used to go on road trips to Dallas and sit up there in that whole road trip and just stare at the stars at night. You know what I'm saying? But somehow in film, that is just, oh my God, that's so woke. There's no black people like that. They like to dance and woogie boogie. I've been wanting to use that. They just like the woogie boogie, and I don't like it. Black people ain't smart. These racist, bigoted, ideologies. And to me, they sound no different than the Tiki Torch dudes they're talking about they were going to be replaced. Who is going to replace you? Who is replacing you? You know what I mean? No, I'm using it like Clayton Bisbee. Woogie boogie. Woogie boogie. Let's keep going.
The main character in the movie, the only one who has any business being called a superhero, is a white man who is mentored by a white man. The mere presence of racial diversity amongst the morally stronger characters was enough to be seen as an attack, which goes to show that those accusing the Batman of presenting extreme ideas are simply projecting. And of course, there are examples where people simply point to things or play count the minorities to say there's an issue. Like
Tasha, I'm gonna pull up a video from my if I can find it on my TikTok that I did about 3, 4 years ago on my TikTok when I talked about that exact subject when it came to the anti-abortion laws that was going on and everything, and how they did not care about women. They need to get numbers because the baby boomer the baby boomers from the white population was not producing as many children as other races, and I believe that's where but I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get the paranoia, the being a minority. I'm going to get into that here in just a moment. And again, if there's no white supremacy, why do you feel the need to be on top and be the dominant race in America? If there's no white supremacy, you have to be supreme over somebody. You have to have some type of supremacy over someone if you don't want to be the minority or if you feel like you're losing your power. I'm just saying, it's there. Nobody wants to face that because,
pointing to a rainbow flag, annotating how many minorities are on screen, or claiming that a gay couple is inappropriate for children. These are examples of where people try to assert that an agenda is being shoved down our throats. It's strange because none of this energy from these same people is applied to when an American flag is depicted, when a cast mostly consists of white males, or when a straight couple is depicted on screen, because doing so wouldn't cause the same outrage, or at least their desired outrage. The criticism is often justified by saying it comes from an escapism perspective, that they want their media to be an escape from what's happening in the real world. The reason that criticism is shallow is because it's not inherently bad storytelling to reference or borrow elements from the real world. Sometimes that becomes a necessity for stories that explore specific elements in history, or want to depict a realistic setting, or at least a setting with a degree of realism. This form of criticism advocates for an unrealistic standard for media in general. Stories often take elements from reality and incorporate them into its universe, which I've demonstrated through the many examples I've listed earlier that don't receive the same backlash from them. So
He's cooking with fish grease right now. He's cooking with fish grease. Let's keep going.
So if referencing elements from the real world creates an issue, the reason shouldn't be rooted in wanting to escape from what's in the real world. The issue should come down to how it's done. The problem is that a lot of people don't talk about execution. They talk about the mere existence of references to the real world. And with the shallow reasoning given to justify these types of criticisms, I could use the exact same standard and make any piece of media look bad. I mean, I proved this back in April 2025, where I made the Spectacular Spider-Man look like a bad show by doing exactly what these people do. I pointed out all of the race swaps to make it seem like the creators hate these characters. I fixated on race where it wasn't relevant to force a narrative that it's anti-white. I fixated on gender where it wasn't relevant to force a narrative that it's anti-men. You see the parallels here, right? It wasn't hard to come up with these.
Literally, all he did was spoof them. And it's so, and that's how, that's why, if you notice a lot of anti-grift channels, they're not, unless they're the big ones, you know what I mean? Is Neurotic is going to have his fans, and the Critical Drinker is going to get his fans. But look, Tyrone has to explain himself. Eric July, you know what I mean, jumps in and out of the platform when it comes to these anti-woke takes. Mayor McNugget has no idea what the hell he has going on. You know what I'm saying? Try to but then that might be a grift that works over for where he's from. If he's from London or whatever, I don't know where Mayor McNugget is from. You know what I mean? But a lot of these anti-grift, these anti-woke channels, they're starting to die down a lot. You know what I mean? A lot. So anyway, but you know, when people start talking about this media though, comics have always been woke. Always have, always will be. They've always been woke. If you can't, this is the crazy part. The Batman Who Laughs, because that's one of my favorite comic books. My favorite comic book characters. Think about it like this. When you look at comic books in general, there's always a theme of realism in the comics, whether you're looking at, you know, the mental state of an individual. Let's take, for instance, you know, when I read this Batman story where Batman was in Arkham. You know what I mean? That's a story of delusion, depression, anxiety, multiple personality disorder. Nobody will call that woke because Batman's a white dude, right? Let's take that same instance with that character. Let's put it on a black character, right? Let's put it on T'Challa. People might say, well, that's a little woke. I just really want T'Challa to be fighting. What's the difference, right? Or you put it on a female character like Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman has to go through all of these different cycles mentally. They will say, well, this is too woke. You know what I mean? Because why Wonder Woman got to go through that? Like, people don't go through that from different genders, different races and stuff like that. You always have comic books like Captain America #1 that's punching Hitler. If that's not woke, I don't know what the hell it is. You know what I mean? And these same people that will talk all this stuff, you got Captain America punching the Nazi flag, and you're defending the people who obviously talk like Nazis. I don't know if you're supposed to say that on YouTube, but this is true. So it's intriguing to me when people start talking about good storytelling, what's not good storytelling, or what's not. Art is always going to be subjective. Let's just put that out there. It's always going to be subjective. But what I've noticed is that the anti-woke crowd cannot critique the video without trying to put some type of agenda. That's just like when Colin Kaepernick was playing football, all they focused on was him taking a knee. Even though that was respect, because you take a knee anytime a soldier dies in battle and you go in and you give the flag to the family, you're on a knee. But yet they focused out on that and said, I don't want politics in my football. But yet here we go. Here we go. There's politics in sports now. Yeah, every is politics and comic book media and all of that, because people are self-inserting politics in it. You're self-inserting because obviously you have some type of bias. You have somebody done warped your mind to make you believe that everything is gay now. Go woke, go broke, when you see that's not something that actually happens, because everything is damn woke. No matter what you watch in media, there's some type of enlightenment that the story is trying to tell you. No matter what you watch, no matter if they're talking about just referencing school shootings and stuff like that, like they did in Weapons, or you get to the historical backgrounds that black people went through, like in Sinners. There's some type of enlightenment that they want you to focus on. If you can't see that, then you're just spreading anti-woke propaganda that you have no idea what you're talking about. Let me keep going. I spent enough time on that. Let me keep going.
These ideas for the April Fool's parody. All I needed to do was to take statements that I've heard from these people in the past, then alter them into criticisms of the show. At first, I didn't think it'd be that easy to replicate the rhetoric, but it's that easy. Because
really
these aren't very nuanced or well thought out perspectives. They're incredibly simplistic because they're incredibly shallow. And I don't say that to be an asshole. I say that to make an objective observation. And when this is the summation of anti-woke media discourse, the title of my video becomes self-explanatory. People are throwing the term woke like the boy who cried wolf. So when I hear that a piece of media isn't worthwhile because it's woke, I'm inclined not to take it seriously whatsoever. I've heard it so many times about great pieces of media, and the criticisms didn't make any sense.
I'll give you an example. We just watched a video with the takes on Welcome to Dairy, right? And they were trying to call Welcome to Dairy woke because that type of racism wouldn't happen in 1962. Not in Derry, Maine. And I'm like, did you read Stephen King's book? They was throwing the N-word around there like it was a rap song. In the book. You see what I mean? In the book. So a lot of people just, they grift to say something because that's easy money. It's easy money to make people angry, to rage bait them, all of that. It's easy money. But it's harder, and there's no money when you're trying to enlighten people, because that's not where the money is. If I'm teaching you, I'm expounding your mind, that doesn't make anybody any money. Rage baiting to be angry and being divisive and separating races or whatever, all of that, that's where the money is at. Just think about it. The government has been doing that since the invention of race in the late 1800s. Do you think that they care when they start separating white people by classism? It start making you feel good about being white? Not that you were dirt poor, not that you was a Scotland or Irishman or one of these poor folks down south, poor Frenchmen. You know what I mean? They made white people feel good about their race, and that because it was always classism. And during slave race, the poor white people and black people was beating the elite's ass. It is well documented in history. But when white people got tired of them elites, got tired of getting their ass whooped, it was like, how can we make it where we could be able to separate these people? I know, race. Scottish men wasn't called white. They were called by their tribe. Don't want to get into that, though, because maybe that'd be too woke.
This is even true for when the pieces of media are bad, so why should I believe it now? They repeat this condemnation towards media, and their reasoning is blatantly illogical or shallow. If you don't believe me, take a look at my playlist of response videos where I regularly respond to this type of rhetoric. Take a look at High CHD, Anthony Gramiglia, The Birdman, The Gaming Rift, League Entertainment, even The Amazing Lucas, and so much more who have covered these anti-woke channels and pointed out the blatant nonsense and hypocrisy within their content. There's an overwhelming amount of evidence that the things that they say don't hold up to scrutiny. And honestly, why stop there? I think there should be more people talking about this and how it's a genuine plague to media discourse. Get people to wake up and see that they're being fed bad material to spark misplaced outrage, and stop taking this form of criticism seriously. That's not to say you should abandon media criticism altogether, because being critical of what's being released does matter. However, that should also extend to the rhetoric you follow. If the rhetoric you're listening to doesn't make any sense and falls apart when others are scrutinizing it, then maybe it's time to rethink the validity of said rhetoric. And if you think I'm mistaken on this, I'm happy to listen. I'm open to debating anyone on the anti-woke side who thinks I'm misrepresenting or misunderstanding them. I'm gonna start running Disagreement Day streams more often, so anyone who has a disagreement can hop on and explain why. If your viewpoint holds up, then you should be able to defend it from scrutiny. And despite my disagreements, I think anyone who disagrees with me should have the chance to try. With that said, there's not much else for me to discuss. I wanted to get a general video out there that touches on the anti-woke discourse in a broader stroke, and give a detailed overview of what's wrong with this form of criticism. And I think my channel has a collection of evidence for you to check out if you want to see me dismantle specific takes where this form of criticism is applied. That's all I've got for now. Let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe if you want more of these videos, and I'll see you all later.
All right, and SK with another banger video. And shout out to SK for that one. Let me do this. Let me go to another commercial break because I really want to find this video, and I'll be right back with more. Oh, man. Let's go get some biscuits. Other Dre Mac Show. Let's go.
Knight Rider will return after these messages and station identification.
He's Shetman, not just Oprah's boyfriend. If you cross him, you're a dead man. You heard what I said, man.
I heard he was gay. No way, sister.
Shetman, he's Shetman.
The Knight Rider Power Cycle with Kit on the pretend instrument panel.
Here he comes. There's something special happening at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Fresh buttermilk biscuits made from scratch. Our chicken head biscuits a perfect match.
Warm, taste so good, make you want to slap your mama for real. Man, I slap your grandma, I slap your auntie.
Good idea. Playing horsey with your little sister. Bad idea. Playing horsey with your Aunt Bertha.
Let's see who's bad, man. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's show you who's bad. Come on.
You wear a disguise to look like human guys, but you're not a man, you're a chicken boo.
Now the conclusion of
I hate how they talk about you. Everybody thinks you're just a freeloader. They don't know about...
They can't know. They can't ever know. If my cover's blown, we're both dead.
Do you like the car? It's for you.
What's the occasion?
I can't believe you forgot again. It's our anniversary. We've been engaged for 15 years.
You know, I'd marry you tomorrow, baby. But it wouldn't be fair. Not to you or to the free world. Well, look at you.
This is it. I can't believe it. After 15 years, we're finally going to consummate our love.
Damn. This is Stedman. It's the commissioner. What? Professor Haight? He's escaped? Damn. What? The French Riviera? Now? Yes, sir. I'm on my way. Damn him! Damn that Professor Haight!
He's escaped? Again? Can't they build a prison strong enough to hold him for at least one night?
He's diabolical! I must go.
Can it wait just 1 hour? I want it so bad. 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Believe me, when we finally make love, I'm gonna take my time. It's gonna take all night long. But right now, I'm gonna need some money.
How much?
Let's see. French Riviera. In the house. Wardrobe. Disguises, special weapons, laser glasses, speedboat, armored helicopter.
All I have on me is 1.3 million.
That'll have to do.
Oh, darling, what kind of life is this?
Oprah, darling, you have to be strong. There's more at stake than just you and me.
Here's something to read on the plane.
Thank you, darling.
How about a kiss?
Of course. Close your eyes.
Oh, Stedman.
He's diabolical. Always love that. All right. Let me do something real quick. Let me pull up this video. This is a video from on my TikTok from I think 2022. We're gonna get into a little bit of that example we were talking about when we start talking about the paranoia and they feeling like they're gonna be in the minority. So before I do that, hold on. I'm not in the right thing. So hold on. All right. Now let me do it because he's diabolical. All right. Let me pull this video first.
It shows that the U.S. population is diversifying and the white population is shrinking.
What's up? This is your man Dre Mac. My talk about Roe v. Wade. This is a theory that I have. The question is, I had no energy. I had no energy. Let's skip that. Oh, intro. With the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade and a lot of the abortion laws are about to be attacked, this is a theory that I have about Roe v. Wade. It's not about abortions. They do not care about abortions. It's about population control, but in the opposite direction. Let me give you a couple of examples.
The numbers show that Hispanics, African American, and Asians have higher birth rates than Caucasians do. Is this one of the main reasons we're seeing this trend?
The way demographic structure has changed and the aging of the white population overall. At about 40 states, when the census results are...
Hey, who the hell is Edward Cooper? Talk about colonizers gave you a stable life, dummy. Like Africa is piss poor and they ain't got. What are you talking about? Don't come in here and get blocked. Don't come in here and get blocked.
Done are going to show absolute declines in their white child populations. These are people under 18 years of old. It's a demographic phenomenon that's based on the older white population and lower fertility of the whites who are in their childbearing years. That's not going to bounce back.
New census report shows that the U.S. population is diversifying and the white population is shrinking. It's a portrait of how the United States has changed in the last decade, and it's important because it is used to redraw the country's political map in the next decade across.
And it's funny because there was always this joke is that like by 2050, all America's gonna be beige because of interracial dating, and technically, it might look like that just based on these statistics and these numbers. So when the paranoia comes in, I can see why that paranoia is coming in just based on this information.
The United States. It may also be used to help determine the control of the U.S. House of Representatives in 2022 and provide a political edge for the next decade.
And I'm gonna just be honest with you. If it wasn't a big emphasis on having more white babies being born, you would not see anything as what we've seen here. The two examples that I showed you, the two videos, clearly states that whites are dying more but not producing more kids. It has nothing to do with what they feel about abortions, if it's murder and Christians. It's all fabrication. It's literally about how can we produce more white children, Anglo-Saxon children, especially with the Mexican population and the mixed race population is growing as much. This is where we at. This is your man Dre Mac. My kids must have been asleep because I was low as hell. Like my whole voice was low as hell. But I was just making a point where you start talking about paranoia and feeling like that they're going to be replaced or whatever. This is a great example. This is a great example. And this was from 2022, of when that law went into effect, when they rolled back Roe v. Wade. That it wasn't, if they really cared about, population, then Planned Parenthood wouldn't have been in black and brown neighborhoods, especially in black neighborhoods. So that's one of the things that needed to be spoke upon at that particular time. But again, it was about producing more children. It had nothing to do. They don't care about if black women by percentage, abort children at a higher rate, but per the numbers, white women do, because there's more white women in America than there is black women. That's where the problem was lying at, and it was like, nah, we can't have that. We can't have that. So I wanted to give you guys that just to let you know that this is probably where a lot of that feeling is coming from, which I get it. Let's be honest. If you was on top for a long time, do you want to give up your spot? By any means necessary, you would not give up your spot. You wouldn't. I'm just keeping it a buck. So I understand, not saying it's right, but I understand the paranoia, but all of this anti-wokeness and, and what's funny is that a lot of people act like, especially black people, like we're asking for race swap characters like Simon Wilson. We ain't asking for that. We asking for Night Thrasher. We want Luke Cage back on film. You know what I mean? Where's Monica St. Croix? You know what I'm saying? Where's other black characters that could be elevated? You know what I mean? We're not asking for that. You know what I mean? We're actually, a lot of us are actually against the race swap because that devalues the spot for a naturally, written character that was black. But again, you can't stop what Hollywood is doing, but I don't think that it's necessarily agenda either. You know what I mean? Because if that's the case, then we'll see race swaps all over the place. You know what I mean? You'll see race swaps all over the place. So, and it just ignore Josh. Josh don't know what he's talking about. Josh came in here to troll. Josh don't want to smoke. So I'm ignoring Josh. So, but to me, that's what it is. So I mean, like I said, with a lot of this stuff is bothersome. Let's just be honest, because just think about it. All you're trying to do is watch a movie, and then somebody gets on here and call it woke, But I swear that America was called the melting pot, like Greece was. But now all of a sudden, diversity, I don't like it. My name is Josh, and I hate diversity. They keep whitewashing my characters, man. John Wayne played Genghis Khan, man. John Wayne, he was the Duke, and we loved every minute of him playing Genghis Khan. But man, I sure hated when Yahya Abdul-Mateen, he's over here playing a white guy. Oh my goodness, I can't take it. Shut up. I don't know. You guys don't know what woke means. All this wokeness and diversity going around, I can't take it. I wish I was still asleep. I wouldn't be woke. Oh my God. It's woke. It's woke. I don't like it. There's a black guy on the screen. He don't know what woke means. Oh man, they had Jerry Lee Lewis. We talking about race swap, and they had Jerry Lee Lewis playing an Asian dude. You know what I mean? Like we had to suffer through, Birth of a Nation and the minstrel period where white people dress up in blackface, and they hate when a race swap happens or women are actually whooping ass. Oh my God. Y'all are hilarious. Y'all are hilarious. Oh, it's so woke, man. Oh, where'd that word come from? Black people, but I'm gonna take it because I'm done with the whiteness. I mean, the diversity. I want more. I want my male whites smoking a cigarette. The Marlboro Man. Oh, you guys are so hilarious. Your talking points and everything are hilarious because it is. Yeah, did I say Jerry Lee Lewis or Jerry Lewis? Yeah, Jerry Lee Lewis. I mean Jerry Lewis, not Jerry Lee Lewis. He's the one who was. Didn't he marry his 15-year-old, 14-year-old cousin? And Jerry Lee Lewis was the greatest singer ever. And then you got R. Kelly over here. What he doing? I just want my white back. Can I please? When literally, I mean, the great majority of media has white people in it. Yeah, the great majority of media. It sounds like when you have diversity and all that, y'all sound like snowflakes. Y'all sound like y'all have a victim mentality. And I was told, being a black man, why do I need to bring up slavery and all of that stuff? You're just being a victim. Why you want to bring up reparations? We gave you Barack Hussein Obama. Ain't that enough reparations for y'all? Oh my goodness, y'all sound like victims and snowflakes. I'm just saying. You talk about somebody playing victim. We're talking about everything is woke. Sound like victim mentality to me. I don't know about you. Well, all that crying, boy. God dog.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
I ain't gonna lie. I had to troll just a little bit. Because y'all, it's what he say? It's about forcing diversity in medieval England. I want to show you. Oh, can I show them, people? Can I show them? I should show them. I should show them. Oh, hold up, Josh. I can't believe the black people and stuff was in England in medieval times. Why do you think they call it the Dark Ages, buddy? Hold on. Now this is about to get fun. Now, this is about to get so much fun. La da 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 la 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 da 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 la da 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 da. Hold on. Hold up. Swole up. Oh. Let me go back in my time period, because there was a time. It was a time where all I did was pull up receipts. That's it. That's all I did was pull up receipts. And you're talking about make it make sense for black people to be in medieval times when there literally was the Moorish reign during that time. Just during that time, no problem. Just during that time. Give me just a second, because I'm going through history. Just going through a little history. Hold on. Let me full screen this so I can see better. There we go. Hold on. I didn't mean to do this, but he forced my hand. Now I gotta do it. Guess who that is? I'm gonna put it in the chat. I want you guys to guess who this astonishing young man that was a king. I want y'all to guess who this was. He was a king, and I'm not talking about Martin Luther. We'll give y'all 10 seconds. Just give you 10 seconds. All right, time's up. This young man right here was none other than King James. James, by the grace of God, King of England, Scotland, France, and Ireland. He was preceded by his son, King Charles. Guess who King Charles was? The last king of Scotland. Guess what he was? Black. Oh, God. I can't believe it. Oh, how did they get over there? You know, unfortunately, not unfortunately, fortunately, that, the black population is the oldest population, is the first population on Earth. Unfortunately, we were kings, though. That's what they said. We were kings. Well, when you are the progenitors of race based on science, not something that I made up, based on science. Science said that the original man came from the cradle of Africa and created the rest of the world. Now, I could go into that, but that'd be a real long 2-hour video that I just don't have no time for. I don't have no time for it. But we talk about the where race came from. Let's get into that. Where race came from. Now, I told y'all that race was constructed. This is how they constructed. Now, it's funny that the Negroid, the American, what they call the Australianoid, the Mongoloid, which is the Mongolian, Asian, and I think it's the Malaysian. Have you noticed what's the difference? And look, my man look like Shannon Sharp in the corner. He was called the Australian, the American, because America's right there. The African, the Negroid. Features are similar. Features are similar. He's showing me stuff. How to get over it in Poland and all of that. Migration. And it's been like that. Migration has always been a product of any civilization, right? Because you got to move. And if you think people just was sitting around and just not moving and not doing anything, well, you're absolutely positively wrong. You're 1,000% wrong. But yeah. What else do I got on? This is just one of many. And I'm just going through stuff. Oh yeah, let's show this because this might ruffle some feathers. That might ruffle some feathers. Guess where that's from? Russia. That's where that's from. And it's showing Jesus. Well, actually, it started the King and the Queen and Black Catholics, because Christianity, what we call Christianity, what we call Catholicism and all of that, what we call it, Mohammedanism or Islam, it came from us. It came from black people. Different parts of the world, but black people. Oh, hi, he's showing me more stuff. Stop showing me this stuff, man. I don't like it. Let's keep going. More, just more. This is Samoan Indians. What color are they? Where's this from? How'd I get that? A little deep, isn't it? Now, these are all through Russia, Nobody wants to talk about that part. Nobody wants to talk about that part. Stop showing me this stuff, man. I don't like it. I don't like it. You showing me stuff and make me think. And I don't want to think. you making me wake up. Dude, the world doesn't revolve around white people. We are a nation of people. You know what I mean? We're a nation of people. But until racists understand that they're not, the majority in here, the more that we can be able to learn and grow and to be more understanding. But you keep fighting against, your own self-interest, because your own self-interest is to legitimately make sure that you're just educated on to a point where you ain't got to worry about this stuff. But you don't want to, because you're just going against the rules. And the more you go against nature, the more it bites you right in the ass. Just saying. And learning and understanding, teaching, having a wealth of knowledge, all of that is part of nature. It's a part of nature, ladies and gentlemen. But when you fight against your own self-interest, you fight against life, you fight against education and not understanding, who we are and where we come from, all you're going to do is just continue to just make yourself even more shallow. Let me go a little backwards. I'm gonna show you a couple things, and I'm gonna for real wrap this up. Excuse me. You see these gentlemen right here? Portrait of several German knights, 1520. In order to hide the true history, the albinos not only created fake artifacts, i.e. coins, statues, portraits, but they also purposely misidentified real artifacts. In this case, as always with Black Knights, they are identified as Saint Maurice. Analyzing this painting, note the knight in white on the extreme left has on his arms a cross insignia. Note also that the central figure carries a flag with the same insignia. The cross then they carry is the Iron Cross. The Iron Cross is a cross symbol, typically in black with a white or silver outline, that originated after 1219, when the Kingdom of Jerusalem granted the Teutonic Order, the Order of the Brothers of the German House of St. Mary in Jerusalem, the Black Holy Roman Empire, the right to combine the Teutonic Black Cross placed above a silver cross of Jerusalem, which was a variant of the cross Pati. But even more specifically, the central figure seemed to be flying a Montenegrin flag. Note also that there is a medieval castle with several other Black knights in the background, none showing any religious paraphernalia. Clearly then, the St. Maurice nonsense is just the typical albino lie. This was Germany. What's next to Germany? Black royalty in painting. I didn't paint this. More Black people in royalty, not slaves, in royalty, not with a spear or anything that you thought in your mind. No, this is what it means to be woke. Oh, King David, 1720s. This is what it means to be woke. Why are they care? Why is these brothers carrying look like a black religious figure and it looks like black crap? Why are they carrying that? Wake up! Wake up. The opposite of sleep is woke. This is in the Netherlands. You know what I mean? Again, War Black Royalty. And this is A Still Life with Peaches and a Lemon by Jurian van Streek, 1632 to 1687. The presence of the woman suggests that the original title was quite different, and the still life paintings do not normally include a human object or a human subject. The look and quality of the woman's clothing suggests she was not a servant. Africans of ancient Rome. I mean, it's there. It's there. My man looked like me. I'm just saying. Stop thinking that black people ain't been all over this continent and put their foot not only in America and South in the Americas, but we've been all over this place. All over this place. I mean, you don't want to wake up. That's cool. Nobody wants to wake up when the evidence is quite fascinating. Nobody wants to do that because then it stops your illusion. And nobody wants to stop the illusion of what they believe. Clear enough for you? All right, let me get up out of here, man. I done spent enough time, just throwing it out there that, black people is just slaves or we just live in the bush. Like there's no cities and beautiful cities and beaches and their own construct of government or anything. We've already had that. But again, nobody wants to believe that. But again, what did you guys think about this video? I went a little longer than what I thought because I had some overtime that I had to do. Oh, Erica D, come back. Watch this. But yeah, I gotta take me a nap. You tired me out. Oh, you know what? You're right, Miss Roberta. It was in the super chat thing. I am so sorry. Miss Roberta, channel support and another great show. Aren't Africans the only ones without DNA from cavemen? Should I show y'all I should show y'all. I'm gonna show. This is the last thing I'm gonna show y'all. Last thing, I swear. This is the last thing I'm gonna show y'all. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me get the image up first. Let me get my image up first because I shared this with my friend. Because she recently did her DNA research, so I wanted to share mine. So, but before I share that, Miss Roberta, you know what? Because my man was in here, he was having a good time, talking about woke. I want to wake him up to body roll. Super chat body roll. All right. This is the last thing. I swear. This is the last thing. All right. This is your man's DNA, right? I'm sharing my DNA research with you guys. Right? So obviously I'm really African. Never take away that, that I don't have no African. It's ridiculous. Obviously, you can see I'm 38% Nigerian, 16% Ghana, Togo, Benin, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Senegal, Gambia, and Guinea-Bissau. I got 7% Southern Congo Basin, a little less than 1% of Atlantic Equatorian Africa. Western Lake Victoria Basin, a little less than 1% of South African, a little less than 1% of Eritrean, northern Ethiopian, Somalia, less than 1% of African rainforest forager. And I have 7% Maghreb in Egypt in my DNA. Now, you see that Western European, England, Wales, and Scotland? You know what I do not have in my DNA? I'm showing you everything that's in my DNA. You know what I do not have in my DNA? I do not have Caucasian in my DNA. I do not have Middle Eastern. I don't have anything that's Asiatic, which in here in familytreedna.com, it is caucus. I have no caucus in my bloodstream. So when you seen that English, Wales, and Scotland, that means there was black people in English, Wales, and Scotland. Just like there's was black people in Greece and Balkan. Their DNA was just still in that area that nobody wants to talk about. I legitimately have no Caucasus Mountains in my DNA. None. I called familytreedna.com. I was like, hey, what is this? I have 1% Indian in me from Central America and less than 1% American Indian from the Caribbean Islands and Andes. So, just saying. We are a diverse group of people. And nobody wants to talk about that, though. They don't want to talk about the diversity, and that's why we come in all shapes, colors, sizes. You know what I mean? Tall, short. You know what I'm saying? Big, skinny, to really light to extremely dark. That's why my daughter came out super light, even though me and her mother is the same complexion. And then another child of mine came out darker, and me and her mother has the same complexion. Because you have to read, I'm going to answer your question before I go. You have to read a little book called From Babylon to Timbuktu that explains that King James did not want anything to do with slavery, because you have to understand slavery started in Spain and Portugal during the Inquisition, because they were trying to kick black people out who were practicing what they would call Judaism or Judaism, the first 5 books of the Bible, the Torah, and not going to this new Catholicism called Christianity. So during the Inquisition, they were either sending people to North or West Coast of Africa, or they were, knocking them off the timeline. You know what I mean? And Spain decided to start the slave trade. So they went to the Dutch and they went to the English and the Scottish, and they wasn't having that at all. Wasn't having it until after the death of King James. I mean, it's in a book, From Babylon to Timbuktu. Check it out. Just saying. But why do you think the slave trade went to South America first? And why they speak Portuguese in South America? Just saying. But you're asking you can't ask a question and then say it wasn't started there. You can't ask the question because I answered the question and I gave you the reference. But I ain't got time for that. I got to get up out of here. Thank you so very much for tuning in to another episode of The Dre Max Show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and put your comments in the comment section of this. Please let us know. But don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all enjoy yourself. Man, where's my outro at? It's all woke. But you already know. I gotta go. Where's that outro? I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Huh. Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.